Hello again, Lockpicking Paul here, and what I've got today is a Securefast Mortise lock, and this lock is really quite tricky. First of all, that's the key. Bitting's not too difficult in this, works really well. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start with the gutting, show you the insides, show you what the problems with this lock are, and then we'll get to picking it. So let's get this apart. This has two particular problems. First things first, it has false gates, which makes life a little bit more difficult. If we can zoom in on this. What we've got here, get my pick and I'll point this out. So these are your levers. That's where the resting position is. And as you pick the lever up, as this lever moves up and you're applying tension on the bolt, if you catch it wrong or you're applying too much tension, that bolt slider there is going to go into that groove on the lever and not go any further. That's a false gate. And if you end up in a false gate in a lock like this, it's kind of difficult to recover from. So basically, if you've got a mortise lock with false gates, less tension is better because the chances are you won't catch and bind up in them. But that's actually not the biggest problem with this lock. The biggest problem is down here. This is a curtained lock, so as you're picking it, this whole curtain turns around. It's a security mechanism. It's designed to keep people away from the levers. I don't know if you can see it here. I'm going to try and zoom it in or bring it in on the camera. The levers are resting on the curtain itself. So you can imagine if I show you the key in here. I don't know if it'll work with the key. Yeah. As you turn the key, you'll notice that the levers are still touching the curtain. That's where your picking wire would be. So how are you going to get the picking wire underneath the lever to pick it? That's not going to lead to a happy ending, is it? So let's bring this round. We'll remove the key. Oh no, I can't remove the key. It's inside the housing. I'll have to do it manually. Hang on. Oh. Just drag that round. There you go. Turn the curtain round. So the wire, if you can imagine it, would be coming through here. This is the wire for the other side around. But you can't get it underneath the levers because this curtain will turn much further round to the right. Now there are a couple of ways of doing it. One, you might use something called a pre-lifter, which is nothing more than a very cut down version of this key with no bitting on it and a very thin plate. I don't have one of those, and I'm told they're not terribly reliable. And having never picked a lock like that, I wouldn't know how. However, the other mechanism is you literally just wiggle the picking wire through the gap and underneath the lever, and the lever will lift with a bit of pressure. We'll show you. Like that, the lever will lift. So you can get the picking wire under there, but you've got to realise that that's what's going on inside the lock first, which is a little bit more difficult to tell. But the best way I tell is as I count along the levers from the front. If I go like 1, 2 or 3 levers and then can't go any further, I can make a reasonable guess. But actually one of those levers is sitting on the curtain, and I've actually got to sort of bend the pick down and push forward a little bit just to lift the lever and lift it up. So always count the levers. Of course, you don't necessarily know when you're starting out how many levers you've got, so sometimes it's a bit of an educated guess. So anyway, false gates and the levers resting on the curtain makes for quite a challenging lock. So a bit of work and you can get it open, and sometimes I can do it quickly and sometimes not so much. We'll give it a go in a second. I'll get it clamped up in the vise and get it reassembled. So we're ready to go. All right, I'm waffling now. Let me get this reassembled and get it clamped up, and we'll get it picked. See you in a minute. One of ice. Let's see if we can get this picked. Not saying much because I am really concentrating. Get under that curtain. Oh! Wire's trapped. Give it a there you go. Whoa! I have to be said, that is a mare to pick. That is one of the toughest locks. It really is hard work. The combination of those false gates and those levers resting on that curtain make that really quite tricky. In the interest of full disclosure, because the video was effectively in 2 parts, that was not the first attempt. I think it was the 4th. So don't be fooled by YouTube videos that look like this is a doddle. It really isn't at times. That is quite the battle, that lock. Anyway, that's it for tonight. I'm chuffed I got it open finally. Good luck with your picking. Thank you.